Hi, welcome to our channel, Programming of Mind, where we accelerate your knowledge with concise, from high-value book summaries. Let's begin. Stop procrastinating with GTD. The hidden enemy called procrastination. Procrastination is a quiet thief. It steals time, energy, and confidence without making a sound. Most people do not even realize how much of their life it has taken until deadlines approach and panic sets in. A student stares at their books for hours but does not open them. A professional opens their laptop but spends half the day scrolling aimlessly. A parent delays small tasks at home until they pile up into stress. Procrastination is not laziness. It is confusion, fear, and lack of clarity disguised as delay. When the mind does not know where to start or feels overwhelmed by the size of a task, it looks for escape. The result is avoidance, followed by guilt, and then another round of avoidance. Breaking this cycle requires more than willpower. It requires a system that clears confusion and creates confidence in action. Why the mind delays action? The human brain does not resist work itself. It resists unclear work. When a task is vague, it feels heavy. When something says "finish project," the brain sees a mountain. It does not know where to begin, so it postpones. But if the same task is clarified into call client to confirm goals or draft the first slide, it suddenly becomes doable. The brain is built to take small steps, not to carry heavy clouds of uncertainty. Another reason for delay is fear of failure. People wait for the perfect time or perfect condition, believing they will act when they feel ready. But readiness rarely arrives. Clarity, structure, and trust in a system break this trap by turning vague clouds into clear, small actions that can be done right away. Step 1. Capture every loose end. The first step to stopping procrastination is to capture everything that is floating in the mind. Many people delay because they are haunted by too many unorganized thoughts. They try to remember appointments, emails, household chores, ideas, and personal goals all at once. The brain becomes cluttered, and the clutter creates avoidance. Writing everything down removes that pressure. Take the story of Ananya, a university student. She felt exhausted every day, but realized she was not actually working much. Her mind was filled with dozens of things she kept postponing, from assignments to paying bills. One night, she sat with a notebook and wrote down everything that came to her mind. The list grew long, but with each item written, her breathing slowed. By the end, she felt lighter. She had not finished any task yet, but she had captured them. The act of writing released her from mental noise and gave her the strength to begin. Capturing creates the first step out of procrastination by making the invisible visible. Step 2. Clarify what each task really means. A captured list is powerful, but if it stays vague, it can become another reason to delay. The second step is to clarify. This means asking a simple question for each task. What does this mean, and what is the next step? When someone writes "learn guitar," the brain resists because it sounds huge. But if the task becomes "buy guitar strings" or "watch a beginner lesson online," it becomes easy to act. Clarity reduces resistance. Rohit, a marketing executive, used to procrastinate badly. His to-do list was filled with vague entries like "prepare proposal" or "improve website." These tasks sat untouched for weeks. When he started clarifying them, everything changed. Prepare proposal became call boss for requirements, then create a one-page draft. Improve website became check 3 competitor websites for ideas. Once his tasks were clear, he stopped delaying. The mountain shrank into small steps that he could do immediately. Clarification turns fear into action. Step 3. Organize for action. Even clear tasks can slip into procrastination if they are not placed in the right structure. This is where organization comes in. Organizing tasks means giving them a proper place so that they can be done at the right time without hesitation. Some tasks belong on a calendar because they have specific dates. Some belong on context-based lists, such as calls to make, errands to run, or things to do on the computer. Projects that require multiple steps belong on a project list. Consider the case of Deepa, a small business owner. She often postponed tasks because she never knew where to start. Her desk was a jungle of papers, and her phone was full of scattered notes. She finally created lists based on context. At the office, she checked her office tasks list. While traveling, she checked her calls list. At home, she checked her personal list. Suddenly, she stopped procrastinating because each environment gave her the right set of tasks. The structure guided her, removing the excuse of not knowing what to do. Step 4. Review to keep the system alive. Procrastination often creeps back when tasks become outdated. A list that is weeks old creates distrust in the system, and the brain slips back into avoidance. The weekly review prevents this. By setting aside time once a week to go through all tasks, update them, and prepare for the coming days, the system stays alive. Arjun, a teacher, struggled with procrastination because his lists quickly became messy. He would stop trusting them and return to delaying work. When he began reviewing his system every Saturday morning, things shifted. He looked at every task, checked progress, added new items, and cleared old ones. His lists became reliable again, and his procrastination faded. The review keeps the system sharp, which keeps the mind confident. A confident mind does not delay. Step 5. Engage with the right action. The final step is engagement. Procrastination thrives when a person hesitates about what to do next. A trusted system removes hesitation. At work, you look at your work list. On the road, you look at errands. At home, you look at personal tasks. You do not waste time deciding. You simply act. Sana, a freelance designer, used to waste half her day avoiding work. She would scroll her phone, clean her room, or make excuses. After building her system, she had no room for hesitation. Each moment guided her to the right task. When sitting at her desk, she opened her work list and picked the next action. The clarity removed her resistance. She found herself finishing work earlier than ever before. Engaging with the right action at the right time is the final nail in procrastination's coffin. Why this system defeats procrastination. Procrastination thrives on 3 forces. The first is mental clutter, which capturing removes. The second is vagueness, which clarification removes. The third is lack of trust in a system, which organization and review remove. When these forces are gone, procrastination has no ground to stand on. What remains is calm confidence and steady progress. Stories of transformation. Across different walks of life, people have defeated procrastination with these steps. A college student who always waited until the last minute to study began capturing and clarifying her assignments. She broke them into daily steps, reviewed weekly, and engaged with confidence. Her grades rose, and her stress disappeared. A manager who postponed everything until deadlines were near started capturing tasks in a notebook, clarifying them into actions, organizing them into lists, and reviewing weekly. He transformed from being the person who always delivered late into someone his team could depend on. A young mother who delayed small household chores until they piled up began writing everything down, from laundry to meal planning. She clarified them into small actions, organized them by context, and reviewed them every Sunday night. She stopped living in a constant state of catch-up and created a calm routine. The deeper reward, freedom and confidence. The biggest reward of stopping procrastination is not just finishing tasks. It is freedom from guilt and the return of confidence. Procrastination makes people feel weak, lazy, and incapable. But when tasks are captured, clarified, organized, reviewed, and acted upon, people rediscover their power. They realize they are not lazy, but simply needed structure. With this structure, they can relax at night without the weight of unfinished work. They can spend time with loved ones without distraction. They can wake up knowing the day is ready for them instead of dreading it. Thank you for listening, and please like the video and subscribe for more great upcoming content that will put you in top 1% people in the world.